everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. For those of you who know me, welcome back, and for those of you who don't, I'm Pia and I'm your host for all things luxe. On today's video we're going to be talking about the legendary oldest commercial wristwatch, Cartier watches. Back in 1904, Louis Cartier designed a watch on a bracelet or wristwatch for his friend the pilot Santos Dumont, who actually needed something that he could use in flight to check the time, and that would be a little bit more comfortable than checking his pocket watch. To be precise, Cartier was the first brand to commercialize this type of watches. However, wristwatches date all the way back to the High Renaissance period around the 16th century. And in those times, bracelet watches, as they were known, were something that were particularly reserved for the female market out there. Now that we're done with that little bit of history injection that I always like to put on my videos, let's move on to the watch we're actually discussing today. This one here is a Tank Louis Cartier Mini in 18 karat gold with a Grand Derry or a race grain bracelet. My one dates back to my birth year, so it's a #true millennial watch. It's particularly special because the bracelet of it was created in conjunction with the jewellery department of Cartier, which I believe makes it a truly unique timepiece. The Cartier Tank watch model was initially created in 1917 towards the end of World War I. It was inspired of war tanks created by Renault. 1 year after its introduction, the house gifted the first ever tank watch to the American General John Pershing as a victory gift. Ever since then, several variations of this model have been created, such as the Tank américaine, the Tank française, and the Louis Cartier tank. Let's have a look into the details of this watch, shall we? It comes in a wide variety of sizes, ranging from 14mm to 27mm. The sizes are not all available all the time. Different eras have seen different sizes of the watch, and obviously the pre-loved market is the best place to find the size that you're looking for when Cartier is currently not proposing it. The one I'm wearing today is referred to as a mini, and I've actually never measured it before, but I have my trusty tape measure in here, so let's have a little look and see what they categorize as a mini. So on this one, we're going to have 1.5mm or 1.5 centimeters if we're looking just at the dial or face part of the watch. However, if we're looking at the case of the watch, it will be about 2 centimeters or 20mm. Let's talk about the different bracelets that this watch is proposed in. This one right here, as I was mentioning before, was co-created with the jewelry department of Cartier, which was one of the features that instantly caught my eye about this particular watch. Normally, it can be found on quite an array of different materials. You've got your luxury leathers, such as brushed calf or alligator skin. One of the most proposed chain bracelet styles has clearly been inspired in war tank wheels. They also propose different chain patterns in steel, yellow gold, rose gold, with diamonds and without diamond options. The classic and most iconic dial on the tank watch is white, as it was on the first one. Since then, several variations have been created and proposed with different materials. Different faces and finishes have been proposed for the dial, such as colored lacquers, mainly in black, red, and green, but also semi-precious materials such as mother of pearl and lapis lazuli. Even rare, intricate designs in Art Deco have been proposed, as well as highly coveted skeletonized dials that propose a window into the machinery behind this intricate timepieces. In what concerns the numerals or numbers on the dial, there are options to cater to all tastes, with Roman numerals, Arabic numerals, commonly known as Western digits, and for the minimalists out there, no numbers are also an option. My particular one has the Roman numbers, and if you have a closer look at the digit number 10, you'll see that one of the crosses on the X is actually formed by a very discreet inscription that says Cartier. This is one of the methods that the house has been using for quite a long time to avoid easy counterfeits out there. Other details in this watch model include the iconic sapphire cabochon watch crown, which usually matches the sword-shaped hands in blued steel, a trio that has become quintessential to Cartier's watch branding. As we've seen with all other details, they're also proposed in different colorways and materials as well. Now, let's talk about the pros and cons about these watches. To be honest with you, it was a little bit hard for me to find cons with this watch, since it's the timepiece that I've chosen for my everyday wear, and I'm quite happy with with it. However, for the purpose of this video, I tried to put my head out of the box. I know, so creative. So starting by the cons. If you're a daily sports person, you're gonna have to take it out for your sessions, particularly if you've gone for an option in leather band for the bracelet. And to be honest with you, I have forgotten to take it out a couple of times before heading to the gym, and it's still performing just fine 32 years later. I don't particularly baby my pieces. I do believe that things are to be worn. However, I do try to take care of it. So for the most part, I'll always remove it before a gym session. Another con that's worth mentioning, particularly if you're thinking of getting one from the pre-loved vintage market, is that on older models, like the one I'm wearing today, the clasp on the closure can move a little due to the design. They've since improved the mechanism and this is no longer an issue. However, worth noting that on older ones, they don't propose updating it to the newest closure mechanism. I know this because I took mine in and they weren't able to propose a solution other than adjusting it closer to the wrist, which once again, not a big deal for me since this is how I wear most of my watches anyway. I honestly cannot think of another con. I am genuinely a big fan of this model. It's elegant, it's chic, and ironically timeless, with over 100 years on the market and still being a bestseller. Which leads me to the pros of this watch. I think it's a piece that's beautiful to look at. It personally gives me quite a bit of aesthetic pleasure, and this is the main thing that I have a look at when it comes to jewelry pieces. And I know this is a timepiece and there are those out there that will argue that it's not really a jewelry piece. However, because this particular one has a jewelry style of bracelet, I do refer to it as a jewelry piece. Another pro to mention regarding the tank watches by Cartier is that they hold their value in time. The different specs on the watch will dictate what type of value they hold and if they even increase in value with time. But as a general rule of thumb, they're quite a good investment piece if you ask me. And then the last pro to mention on this ones is that they're a unisex piece. Perhaps a smaller one might be a little bit more catered to the feminine market out there, a larger one to the masculine market out there, which I think gives quite a modern approach to the brand for the time that it was created in. Alright you guys, that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. On that note, I'm gonna let you go. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you have any questions whatsoever, don't forget to leave them on the comments down below. And if you're not done watching, I'll leave you 2 more in here so you can binge a little bit more. See you on the next one. Bye!